That's all right. Good white. Oh, and I flopped him right off in the boat. Be still, baby. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We're on Lake Ray Hubbard today at Rockwall, Texas, just a little bit east of Dallas-Fort Worth, in a gale today. It's been a windy week all this week, as you know, some of these little fronts slipping in and out. But it's fall, and it's a great white bass time of the year. And on today's episode, we're talking to you about how to locate these fish. You know, once you locate them, you can catch a bunch. 100 white bass in one spot is not uncommon, but you've got to find them first. So let's talk about location method number 3. First, we talked about birds. Then we talked about schooling activity at the surface. Thirdly, we're going to talk about using your electronics. Your electronics are very key, and the way I found this school of fish right here is just by driving around out in fairly open water, off points and off little drop-offs until I found the bait fish, and I'll show you what those look like on my Lowrance HDS 10. The big balls, or the big masses you see on your screen are bait fish. You don't have to see the actual arches, the actual fish themselves. If you find the bait fish, you're going to find the white bass. So drive around, find the bait, mark it with a waypoint or throw a marker buoy over the side, jig a slab or a spoon or a tail spinner right up and down off the bottom. You got a great chance of catching white bass at your favorite lake this fall. All right, let's check in right now with Bryan Hughes in Texas.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Brass and Blade, the bait with twice the bite. Now we're going out to East Texas and Lake Tyler, which is actually 2 lakes in one, joined by a canal or channel linking the lakes. Now you need to be very careful as you go through this channel because it is idle speed only, and they are serious about that idle speed. You want to go to the old lake and fish the grass beds. First start with your frogs and topwaters around the edges and the top of the grass, then move on to a jig and pig. Black, blue, or your favorite color will work. Punch holes in the grass or fish the outside edges. You'll catch a lot of nice bass this way, and maybe that sherrilunker you've been looking for. Now, down on LBJ, they've got good fishing going on out in the middle of the lake for hybrids and sandies. They're having success over the lumps and humps that are out there in the lake with brush on them. That's very important. You need to find the ones that have brush. Run your slabs or even deep diving crankbaits down there, and you'll catch them on LBJ. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Brass and Blades. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, Texas Outdoors Journal brings you this week's report. For the very best monthly coastal and inland fishing information, plus year-round hunting tips, check out our award-winning magazine. Pick up a copy of TOJ on newsstands or subscribe securely on the website at the screen. Summer's heat briefly reappeared along the Texas coast with warmer temperatures. However, this weekend it looks like the first significant cold front will impact our fishing in a positive way. Look for winds to blow with stronger fronts to blow water out of back lakes and marsh areas, dumping lots of bait into the bays. This will increase the bird activity from Sabine southward through Galveston Bay to Matagorda. Pick your favorite lure or live bait and cast to the action. The cooler weather associated with the cold front will also drop the water temperature and increase feeding activity along the middle and lower coast. Look for speckled trout to move up along shallow grassy shorelines as well as around spoil islands to feed. Redfish will be on the flats as the lower water level will have pushed them out of the back lakes. Offshore activity continues to be a hot ticket. The extended red snapper season remains open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through November 21st. The cooling Gulf waters will encourage tuna to move closer to shore, trolling a variety of skirts, bill baits, as well as other lures around rigs or over bottom structure will produce. This weekend, both Saturday and Sunday have a single tide schedule of 1 high and 1 low tide each day. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
Coming up next, Heather has your Stren Ask the Pro expert answers to your fishing questions, and I'll have your big fish photos on the big catch of the week. But first, here's method number 4 to locate and catch white bass in the fall time. Find the boat show, find the fish. What I mean by that is many times out in the lake, those fish will be schooled up and there will be a big cluster of boats sitting right over the top of them. If you see something like that, you're okay to go in there and fish with them, but respect their territory, stay at least 100 feet away, if not further, from the nearest boat, and above all, do not motor in with your big outboard motor. Come in very quietly with your trolling motor, respect that distance. There's enough fish for everybody. Find the On the Water Boat Show, find the white bass. We'll be right back.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealers, is brought to you by Nitro Performance Bass Boats. Fish your best in a Nitro. By Stren, the standard of dependability. By Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. And by Motor Guide, never stop. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealers.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our Ask the Pro feature, brought to you by Stren, the standard of dependability. Our question this week is from Debbie in Oklahoma, who wants to know, when I fish with spinner baits, what size of line is best? For the answer, let's ask Bass Mastery lead angler Terry Butcher of Oklahoma.
You know, if I'm trying to fish it deep, I'm going to go with a lighter line as I can. And, you know, if I'm fishing it shallower, I'm going to go, you know, like a 20-pound line or something like that if the water's clear. And I'll drop down as low as like a 14 is about as low as I'll go on if I'm trying to get it down deeper.
Thanks, Terry. If you have a question for one of the pros, just visit our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Click on the Stren Ask the Pro link and send us your information. Now let's get you back to Barry at Lake Ray Hubbard for our Waterburger Big Catch of the Week.
This week's famous angler in the Big Catch of the Week contest is Kevin White of Hurst, Texas. And he is shown here proudly displaying a 10-pound, 2-ounce largemouth bass he caught out of Lake Ray Hubbard. And he caught it on a rattle bait in 2.5 feet of water. If you'd like to enter our contest, you can do so easily by going to our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Everything you need to become a member of our fan club is top right. It's free. Not only will you get access to our Big Catch of the Week entry page, you will also get my weekly blogs, a chance to ask questions on the Ask the Pro, and much more. Also, don't forget about our Facebook page, where we give you lots of content that you do not get on the show or the website. Well, it was one windy day out there on Ray Hubbard Lake, located just east of Dallas near Rockwall, Texas, but we did manage to pick up a few white bass and in the process show you my top 4 methods for locating white bass. Look for the birds, look for the schooling activity on top, use your electronics and find the bait fish, and if all else fails, find the boat show. Use these techniques on your favorite lake and I think you can have a big time catching white bass this fall. Don't forget, our show will be on next Thursday night at 10:30 with no conflicts across the region, and we'll be on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. We'll see you then. Until then, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.